happening, gang? We got her in here, finish up a little bit of maintenance that we want to get done on her. I've sealed the beads on the front tires. It just had slow leaks. I only saw one leak on one tire, so it may just be the age of the tires. It's possible that we may need to end up putting tubes in these. I mean, the tires are brand new, but they're old new, if that makes sense. Got her jacked up in the air. I'm going to go through and do some lube. Gotta lube the kingpin, lube the spindles. There is a grease zerk here on each of these wheels. These are the early bushing style wheels, which are correct for the 700s. Some of them actually had bolts, or nuts rather, that screwed on the ends like my old Squire did. But it seems like Mr. Swisher's picked up a second one, another 700. So that one will, I'm guessing that one will end up coming here too. And before I forget, I'm going to grab a couple of fiber discs just in case those need to be changed at some point in time. And I've got those right here. Right here. Yeah, I've got plenty. Plus I've got a bunch on drive shafts. So let me just grab a drive shaft and I'll set that drive shaft down to remind me. This way I won't forget, right? Right. And something different that will need to be done is spacer. I need to have a spacer going from the engine to the drive shaft. And if we look in here, it does not appear as though we have any. So I'm not sure what size the spacer needs to be. So that'll be something Brad will just need to get a hold of, is a proper length, which shouldn't be too difficult to do. But we're going to drain the bevel gearbox oil, drain the gear Transaxle oil, get that changed, lubricate anything that moves, any pivot point at all. And I've talked about this many times before, so we'll just call this a really quick one. I'll bring you guys back when I'm doing a couple of the services in the back so that you guys can follow along with that, and then this will be ready for Brad. It is Tuesday, May 30th, and hopefully I'll be able to get this over to Brad one day this week or this coming weekend. So that's it. We'll see you in a minute. Alright gang, we're at the bevel gearbox. This red cap up top is not your fill. That is a vent. And you want to make sure that vent is clear. So first thing that you do is just blow a little air around it. Get all the crud out. And then you can take just about anything. You want to make sure that the hole is clear. So I'm just taking some baling wire, going right down through that hole. And that's just a vent for heat expansion. If you guys notice, on a lot of vehicle differentials, rear-wheel drive, there'll be a vent at the top of the differential. That's just to allow for pressure relief, so that you don't have any pressure in there. So what you take off is, let's use the wrench. Right down there is a square head plug. That's the plug you take out to drain it. This is the plug you take out to fill it. This plug on top is a 7/16. This plug on the bottom is a 3/8. You can either use an open end wrench or you can use an 8-point socket. So I've already got that loose. I'm going to get it the rest of the way out and let that drain out. And then we're going to be filling it with synthetic extended range gear lube, 75W90. You can use 80/90, 75/90, but I like using the full synthetic because it just makes everything a lot smoother. Makes your shifting smoother. That's just how I roll. So we'll go ahead and get that plug out, get that filled up, and then we'll come back to the transaxle. I'll show you what to do back there. Alright gang, here's your fill. Like I say, that's a 7/16. That's what size open end wrench you're going to want to use, or 8-point socket. And what I suggest you do is to attach a piece of clear tubing to your gear oil bottle, and then stick that down in the hole and start filling. Now put the end of that right at the base of that street elbow. When you see gear oil resting in the tube itself, it is full. It doesn't matter how many ounces. If you use this method, you'll just see your level in the clear tube. So I'm going to keep pumping this in until I get it full, cap it off, and then we'll move to the rear end. Just thought I'd let you guys know, after many good years of service, the $88 Walmart air conditioner finally gave up the ghost. The fan kicks on, but the compressor does not. Bummer. Time to stuff another one in there. Alright, we are getting ready to do the rear end. Let me come out a little bit here to show you. This is your fill. And again, you'll stick that hose in there. You'll stick the hose in there and fill it just till it reaches the bottom of that street elbow. But your drain is over here. Right there. And then up top, right there, you have a vent. And that's also what you use if you get caught between gears to get the forks straightened back out. I've got a very old video on that. So if you ever get between gears, the trick is in there. And just go to my home page. At the top you'll see where it says videos and shorts and so on and so forth. Scroll all the way to the right, and then you'll see a little magnifying glass. That magnifying glass, just type in simplicity transmission and it should square you away. But all you do is just customize a screwdriver. That's why it's in my specialty and pipe drawer. You got that specialty bend in it, so you can get in there and grab those forks, in between the forks, and pop the transmission back into neutral. All kinds of different specialty tools in here. This is for the smaller 3-bolt carbs, like what would be on the old Wisconsin WI type engines, stuff like that. My infamous carburetor screwdriver is in there. I've had a lot of people say you need a hollow ground for that to work. Well, I'm here to tell you, dozens upon dozens of successfully rebuilt carburetors without any damage to any emulsion tubes using this, because it is specifically ground to perfectly fit the emulsion tube slot. So yes, I could use a hollow ground, but do I need to? Is it an absolute must? Is it a necessity? Absolutely not. So anyway, let's get back over here. We will get this plug out and see what kind of oil we've got in there. We'll just leave the camera running. See what we get. Nice thing about a pipe plug, once you get it initially loosened up, they just come right out. After I get this one out and get the pan in place, I'll go up and grab the vent plug and I'll open it. And that's also where I'll fill it from, just to make it easier on me. Just by taking that plug out, I can keep an eye on my fill level. Here, maybe you guys want to see what that gear oil looks like. It didn't look bad. I didn't see a whole lot of silver in it. That was the original gear oil from the Bevel gearbox, and it had just about the correct amount in it as well. There we go. Alright. Oil is heavier or lighter than water, so if there was any moisture in it, we would have seen moisture coming out. Whoops. Zip. Hopefully I don't lose the footage using the Hero 9, giving it the benefit of the doubt. So I'm going to finish draining that, and I'll bring you guys back. Alright, we're at the end. Last thing I did was greased the rear differential. About 5 pumps. I need to do that once every year or so. Got the gear oil changed in the Transaxle, in the Bevel gearbox, and in the engine. Added oil to the oil bath filter. Now, I do believe she is ready. And I sealed the tires, greased the kingpins, greased the spindles for the wheels, since they ride on bushings. Now I'm just going to go through with my oil can, and any area that at all that pivots is just going to get a little shot of oil, just like that, and then the old 700 will be done. So there you go. It's your friendly neighborhood Zippo. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me today. Just got a few more days before 5 more days before the ear, nose, and throat visit, and hopefully we'll get some answers at that point. Now I'm going to go tool around on the yard, in the yard with this for a little bit, just to get all the fluids moving, and make sure there isn't anything else that jumps out that needs attention. On these older Simplicities, like the Simplicity 700 Wonder Boy or the Simplicity Wonder Boy, on up to I believe the 64 model, you have a 2-piece steering gear set. There are 2 grease zerks on them. Grease those grease zerks. Don't forget those. They're underneath the tractor. So I'd say we're done. I'll let you know if anything else pops up after this little run around the yard. If not, from the neighborhood Zippo. Promise you, I'll see you when I see you.